Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by Producer Todd.
Good job, Dan. Not exactly what I wanted you to do, but it worked.
Producer Todd.
I said hello.
All right, you didn't say hello, but that's fine. Pugs.
Well, I didn't want to say hello to you. Hello to Kruger and Pugs.
Go fuck yourself. Hello, Pugs.
Namaste. What's up, y'all?
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to Primetime, bitch. Dan, it sounded like a ghost stuck something in your mouth, like right at the beginning of the show.
Never know. Ghosts would go
Entity
after
2
me.
is going to be pretty damn 2023. We'll go with that.
Yeah, 2023. I can be in the entity, Barbara Hershey. You can suck a dick.
That's not going to be Barbara Hershey.
Ooh, Hershey
We're
Highway.
only a minute in this show. We better be careful.
I know. Already a Hershey Highway joke. God damn it.
That's
But
where
yeah.
I was going.
We're here to have intellectual breakdowns of classic cinema.
Yeah.
We're here to talk physical media and all sorts of good stuff. All sorts of wholesome shit here on Flesh Wound Horror.
Thought you were going to do the old WWF commercial, wholesome family entertainment.
Wholesome family entertainment. Oh, we need Ozzy to record that for a new intro. You got the wheels.
You're
Stop trying to make Ozzy work.
Ozzy.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like
For 14, what are we?
Dan'll just we need to make Ozzy watch this. Like
We do. Ozzy,
See, it doesn't even
he
fucking
pushes out of watching everything. He won't even watch a Chilean film in trauma, which he should.
You know
watch.
why, Dan? Because you push it way too hard, so he
Also-
knows something's coming.
Also, he's a grown-ass man. He can do what he wants.
I mean, he can IMDb it. He knows it's a horror film. So
He doesn't
you know.
care.
Dude, in order to get him to watch Trauma, we're gonna have to fucking strap his ass down and put those fucking things in his eyes from Clockwork.
Hold him at
Orange.
gunpoint. Yeah. I don't know if I could say that actually. Shit.
We'll
Dan,
call
need to
Bobby.
cut that?
We'll call Bobby Hollywood to go do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here to talk. We'll talk the Vinegar Syndrome sale. We'll talk. We got obviously a lot of reviews tonight, which I'm very excited to get into. But yeah, you guys done anything Halloween oriented? I know it's pumpkin spice season. And I'm on a diet. It's the worst. time to
Actually,
do it.
what did I tell
I'm working
you?
on the fucking the basic witch right now. It's number 2.
So what
It's
is
gonna be
that?
a
Jack
problem.
in the Box?
Yeah.
Yes. It's their Oreo shake mixed with some pumpkin spice stuff. It's ambrosia.
And they have like pumpkin pie croissant bites. or
Yeah,
some
I
shit.
haven't done those yet.
I totally forgot when I was there. I did finally try the Angry Monster Taco, so I was very happy. So I went
I
there
had
and I
that
didn't
too.
get anything pumpkin related.
N-word.
Um,
Slasher Home Video went Halloween window shopping today. That's
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I've done a little bit of that going to Spirit. I've only bought one thing at Spirit so far this season, so I've been very good.
I bought 0, but I do got to go back and get that wall clang.
I was like 0 from Nightmare Before Christmas or nothing at all.
But I didn't yet.
I'm getting up tomorrow and doing our outside decorating. It sucks here because I do it much earlier, but you got to mow really as late into September as
Yeah.
you can. But yeah, I've got all that ready to go. That's going to be what I'm doing tomorrow. And tomorrow's a cheat day on the diet, so I might have to get something pumpkin oriented. What should I get? What do you guys think?
Have you had the pumpkin Oreo, the basic witch from Jack in the Box?
Well,
I had
we
it
don't have
last year,
Jack in the
too.
Box in Georgia.
Do you
so-
guys have Freddy's
Oh,
there?
no? Oh, fuck.
Freddy's? We might. I'm not sure.
Freddy's has a pumpkin pie shake that's really fucking good.
We have some local things that have like pumpkin ice cream.
Oh, you have the pumpkin cheesecake thing.
Do
What are you telling me
Culver's
about?
got anything out there, Kruger?
We have Culver's.
Yeah, they have. I think they have like a pumpkin pie shake. They don't have the fucking pumpkin pecan shake that they usually bring in every year, which really is upsetting me.
Can you get a
They're
pumpkin
bags.
shake with pecans?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe actually. Now that Shit, I should have fucking told you.
Hey man, when it's not right there, I get it. You get excited.
Were you already
Yeah.
really craving it, or did you have any enhancements to make you forget?
Maybe. But yeah, I've had the Freddy's pumpkin pie shake, and that was really fucking good. It had like little pieces of pumpkin pie in it.
Anyone else had the pumpkin spice frosty yet?
I have not. I hope to get that on Sunday.
That tomorrow, I will definitely get one of those.
Oh, tomorrow I will be at Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. So if you see me at the Honda Center,
Rad.
come say hi.
Oh.
Rad. Yeah. That's a good concert. I saw them together like back in like 2008.
Halloween
It was-
Hootenanny?
Yeah,
The Murder Dolls open up for him?
I think so.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was there. Not in Arizona. Almost, though.
Yeah, Alice Cooper always does like big Halloween concerts, which are really cool.
It's the fucking best.
There
Like,
was
legit. No bad shows.
There was a 3D show they had on the DirecTV 3D pay-per-view that was so awesome. Like it was just Alice Cooper, not Alice and Rob, but it was just, and I've never been able to find it again.
I've never even heard of this. That sounds cool.
It was when DirecTV had the 3D pay-per-view channel. It was like one of the things.
That's rad as
You know
fuck.
what? Remind me after the show. I'll ask somebody that might know where to find it.
All right.
Chris has
Well, then
a
we will be
question.
having a viewing.
Fuck yeah.
Chris has a question that I don't understand. Maybe you do.
Okay.
Did Zero always have a pumpkin nose? I thought it was just red. I feel like they changed it and washed all history. Wait, Zero has a pumpkin
Okay,
Yeah.
nose?
for the confused Dan, Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero is the name of the ghost dog.
Okay.
I don't ever remember him having a pumpkin nose. It could be a Bernstein Bears bullshit, but no, it's always red like Rudolph.
Yeah. I maybe.
On what,
That's-
like toys or something? 'Cause
Yeah,
this
that's what
is
I'm trying to-
artist
yeah, it's-
liberty.
Like, or in the movie, is it something like?
Hold on,
You
I'm
can-
Googling Zero Nightmare.
I'm
Before
already
Christmas
doing it
right
too.
But
now,
you can
yeah.
see Jack Skellington's head on
What
top
the
of
fuck? It's a
Beetlejuice.
pumpkin.
Really? I feel like a fucking half fan then.
What,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Small details. That's cool. You blew our mind, slash your own video.
We're going on 30 years and you never noticed it before.
Dude, I'm
Well,
so
because
fucking
it lights
confused
up.
right
I
now.
think that's why.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the still of it lit up, and like I wouldn't notice. It's just like an orange light.
Fuck out of here. Yeah. I've taken it for granted this entire time.
All
you
right.
should
Breaking
see,
news, Dan. You better make it short.
Him and his wife think that they changed it.
Well, I'll go back to the VHS and pop that sumbitch in and tell you.
Yeah.
Dude, the clam. Fuck yeah.
see
Yes,
if you can trip Sage.
I hear it's worth $1
after
million
that.
because it's a Disney black.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
somebody,
No.
somebody should go trip out Sage Sen Supreme and fucking tell her this
Oh,
shit.
we're
and see
gonna-
what she says.
We're gonna ask her. We're quizzing her.
Yeah,
This was a while ago. It might even be pre your time on the show, Kruger. But somebody on Facebook had commented on something because it was UEW was running, and it's just like, dude, I can't believe you have Sage Sin on, and they were talking about the other Sage Sin.
it's Sin Sage.
Sage, yes.
Sage, yeah.
I know, but in their head, they were just like, you got that one."
Kyle actually had a funny fucking line about that on one of the UEW shows. He was just like, "Don't not to be confused with her name backwards. You look that up, you see some scary stuff."
Which is funny because you could know the people who called it wrong why. The people who always call Sid Sage Supreme, and you'd like, we know.
I'm guilty of that with Brittany Snow. I kept calling her the porn version of that, so I get it. Honest mistake.
Well, I mean, you were in the right environment to mix them up there, at least.
Ask Tia Carrera about Asia Carrera. drives her nuts. She talked about that during a panel once. I don't know how it came up, but it was really funny.
She didn't star in Wang's World.
Was she mad because her career was longer? Oh, Dan didn't tag her.
Ah,
But yeah, other than I have a pretty big movie marathon coming up next week,
Yeah.
next Saturday, 12 hours
yeah.
of movies. And they're kicking it off with Mandy as the first movie. So I'm really,
Ooh.
really fucking psyched about
This
that.
is for what now?
Yeah, so it's a my local art house theater. They do a couple of 12-hour movie marathons every year. I think they usually do 2 horror ones and then 1 sci-fi one. And off the top of my head, I know they're showing Mandy, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Pieces, I think Creep Shows, Freaks, and Dawn of the Dead and Final Destination. But I am going to skip out on Dawn of the Dead and Final Destination.
Which Dawn of the Dead?
It's the remake. So
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that was for you.
No. If it was the original, I'd want to stay for it.
I'd still stay for the remake, but it's not like a.
See, the problem is my girlfriend. She is not a night owl at all. So like getting her, like I think Pieces may start at like 2 a.m. or some shit like that. It's gonna be a rough one, but hopefully we get out of there without her passing out.
Right on.
You kind of need an intermission movie. I don't know if this is like just back to back with no intermission.
It's basically like maybe 10 minutes in between.
Yeah, they have a 24-hour one out here, and like at the New Bev, and like you got to pick which movie you want to fall asleep in if you're gonna do the whole fucking thing. So.
Yeah, 24 hours, that would be rough.
But they have like old trailers and commercials like in between. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's what they do at this one too.
Nice.
She's gone a couple of times. I've never gone. So
okay, cool.
You don't want to fall asleep at the New Bev though. That's California. You'll wake up and Cool Duder will be tickling your feet.
Is that where I am?
If you're in the New Beverly, you got a good chance of more than just Cool Duder tickling your feet.
The owner.
Can you imagine how fucked up that would be? You just like wake up, and you're just like, then you look down and you got Tarantino.
You just look down.
That's if Tarantino did it, that's not a problem. You know, I'll just suck it up. No me tooing his ass. You know what, Tarantino, have at it.
go for it, dude.
You have consent from Pug's Dread, Tarantino. You can. There you go. Well, anyways, we're like 12 minutes in.
I know, and I
load of bullshit that has nothing.
Well, I
to
have
do
something
with
good
movie.
though.
Oh, you do? Go for it.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna record a Toxic Avenger review of the new film. So look for it on the channel. I'm doing it alone because no one else has seen it yet. And we will do an official review when it is officially
available,
release wide, so everyone can see it. So
yes. So stay tuned for that. Lots of good stuff coming up in October. Obviously, once again, Slashtober starting soon. The angriest Slashtober yet. You might get a real death.
Don't remind anyone.
Don't oversell it just yet.
I don't know. It could get worse if it could be bad.
Stay tuned. That is our annual Halloween slasher tournament. You'll see how that all works.
And Dan,
if you're new to the channel.
And what series has also started every Thursday on the channel?
Every Thursday, we have a Black Emmanuel box set review dropping. We're doing it disc by disc rather than, trying to condense it into one show or one insanely long show. We're doing it disc by disc. So you can watch the first episode now and then, every Thursday. First two.
No. First 2 uncut.
Oh, yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah,
right
there's a lot, as you can imagine. Yeah, patreon.com/fleshwound features.
I'm just letting them go wild and beeping as I need to be.
The unedited episodes.
Shit, I should get on there then.
You missed the one. You should have.
All right, guys, you ready to talk some horror?
Always.
Of course. All right, so our first film,
brown horror.
There you go. Our first film is a horror anthology, Satanic Hispanics. And in this one, when police raid a house in El Paso, they find it full of dead Latinos and only one survivor known as
Latinos.
the Traveler.
Latinos. Okay.
Latinos.
Your pronunciation is
All I gotta
comical.
say is the movie's already wrong because the police cared about a bunch of dead Latinos.
I say
Sorry,
it
go
right
ahead.
every time. It's the jalapeno debate. You guys
Okay.
just can't let it
You're
go.
right. You're right.
All right. Full of dead people and only one survivor known as the Traveler. He is taken to the police station.
Vote for
questioning.
Pedro.
Nobody's going to understand the synopsis. Quiet. There. He
Oh, fuck you! Tell me to quiet. So there's a bunch of fucking. I'll go fucking hard.
Dude.
Todd, get me ready.
Dude, he said that too willingly.
I understand. Hurry up, Dan.
I heard
Read,
him.
bitch.
All right. There he recounts
My name out your fucking mouth.
Oh shit.
There he recounts tales of horrors from his life, chronicling
Gay?
leading to
Gay?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Go.
Dan, go.
They don't have to know what it is. It's about Satan and Latinos. There you go. Is that
I mean,
enough?
we're gonna talk about
Read
each
the fucking
little-
thing.
it's an
All right.
anthology, so
Once again, should I start from the top?
yeah, do it. Okay, let's
All right. When police raid a house in El Paso, they find it full of dead Latinos and only one survivor known as the Traveler. He is taken to the police station for questioning. There he recounts tales of horrors from his life, chronicling portals leading to other worlds, mythical beings, demons, and the undead. He speaks of legends from Latin America. Satanic Hispanics tell stories by top Latin filmmakers that showcase the skills of a Hispanic talent both on and off the screen.
Now read in
Alright.
Spanish.
I took Latin in school, but I'm too shaky to even attempt. But sorry. So, hot tag. Who wants to go first?
wait. Did he say he took Latin in high school, or did he say
Yeah.
Spanish?
Latin.
Latin.
Yeah.
Did you take Latin or did you take Spanish?
Latin. I
Why
said
would you
Latin.
take Latin?
You had to. Well, let me just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not a willing thing.
That's like, are you? What the fuck?
I mean, let's
take
learn
one.
this Latin.
You also can understand a little bit because it's a base language.
I
so
never
you can-
understood the people who took French either. It's like you're not going to use that in California.
Well, honest.
Yeah, if you go to Canada, you can, but
You're not really going to use any of it unless
you're going to use some goddamn Spanish if you learn that shit.
Sure. If I were to like commit to really speaking another language, of course I would learn Spanish. My younger brother, the idiot, he started to take
pendejo, please.
Russian.
Well, that's a good one right now.
Yeah, but it's like you're never going to really use it. I don't know. Yeah, take Spanish.
I guess
something
we're
like
having our own fun Friday because we cannot focus today.
that. Yeah.
It is a different day. Yes.
All right. Plugs. Satanic Hispanics.
Well, are we going to talk about the stories? Or are we doing?
Yeah, we have to go by segment, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it by segment.
I can give you a general.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
well, go for it, Kurt. You kick it
well,
off.
Rubik's Cube guy was technically the first segment because the Traveler is the wraparound. So let's talk about the Rubik's Cube guy segment. For that, I thought it was a cool concept, nice little ghost story, and the entity that he's being haunted by when you get that grand reveal, pretty fucked up looking. And one thing I'll say about the movie, just like from top to bottom, lots of good practical effects throughout this thing. I don't know who did the effects, but whoever you are out there, hats off to you because there's a lot of cool shit throughout this. And that ghost was definitely one of them. I thought the ending fell a little flat on that segment, though. I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but I still liked it and thought it was a solid way to kick off everything.
I like the way the entity looked. I didn't really care for the story. I like the opening a lot. The wraparound is probably my favorite part, and we'll get there. We'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, this one's kind of weak for me. Todd or Dan?
Well, I'll do the wraparound first too. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's strong. It doesn't feel like one of the half-ass like VHS ones were just kind of making something work. It felt like an anthology, not a bunch of shorts thrown together, which I really loved. And the first short, well, I thought it set a nice tone. I agree. The ending was a little bit, but in an anthology that happens, and it didn't really bother me because they get to play a little more, I guess. So you get a little more freedom to try different things. So ending didn't bother me, but I get what you mean with it fell flat. What did you think about the wraparound in the first segment, Dan?
I loved it. I don't have this in order because obviously I saw it in the theater, but I thought the wraparound was fantastic. You can tell that this movie it wasn't just somebody's shorts put together, which we've seen a lot of in anthologies today. It was all conceived together. It's a perfect wraparound, and what a great creature, the demon.
Santa Muerte, yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, holy shit. That could be iconic. I could see young horror fans maybe watching this, and that would be like a creep show moment for them that they would always remember. I thought really, really, really cool. There's a lot of talent behind this. Mike Mendez, of course, of The Convent, and we have Damien Rugna, who's an Argentinian director. He made Terrified, which is a 2016 film that's really, really good. Lots great talent behind this one. One thing that I thought this anthology in general does really well is balance the comedy and the horror, which has been an issue for a lot of films this year. I kind of put this right up there with something like Mortuary Collection, which we did a few years ago. And that's a great anthology, and I'm going to call this a really great anthology.
I was going to say I put this one over it, but I don't know if that's something I have to because of my color. It's just
I would not.
It's okay. So
it's shot. I know one of the segments was shot in the same area as Apocalypto, which is beautiful looking film, and only the second film to shoot there apparently, which is bizarre. And yeah, I think they blend horror and humor perfect, and that might even be an issue that we'll talk about later tonight. It's so hard because there's so many movies, even just in the last year, that try to be funny and scary and end up being neither. This, I laugh my ass off when I'm supposed to. And, when you're supposed to be afraid, you're afraid. It delivers the suspense. Talking about the segments, which I'm sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained because, again, this was in the theaters. El Vampiro, I believe, was one segment.
Yeah.
The second one, I believe.
Yeah, that was the next one we were going to talk about.
Yes. Hot tag if you want to go for that one first.
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said like it balanced like funny with the horror very well, and this segment was great. I mean, I love the chemistry that this old vampire had with his younger Latina wife, and like just the way they were bickering and stuff, it just felt very convincing and authentic if you've ever grown up around couples like that. And good gore. I thought like it was also really creative, the way they were like hiding the actual like kills with the shadows, and then you would get like the aftermath gore. I thought that was actually like really creative because they probably didn't have a huge budget to be able to show everything on screen, especially considering the way the wraparound ended. I think a majority of the budget and the effects went into that crazy finale. But as far as the vampire segment, definitely liked it a lot. And usually, horror comedy stuff I'm very picky with, but it's hit all the right laughs and stuff.
And Patricia Velasquez as the wife,
Yeah.
she does not age. What a beautiful lady.
She's a real vampire. I liked the concept of why the sun was rising. I thought that was pretty funny. This one was okay. I think for me, because this didn't hit well with me like it has apparently all of you.
it's
The promise
the house.
but the promise of what I got in the beginning with all those bodies, I'm like, I want this. And then we go off in this other entertaining stuff. I'm like, this is not. You guys set me up for failure. So this was cool.
I love this segment. I thought it was just hilarious. I mean, it's simple. He stayed out too long and he's got to get home. And it's kind of almost a mini road trip movie in a way, just trying to get back.
They can make
home.
this one feature length, and I'd be so down.
Yeah, I think it would have worked. I really do. And there was really good chemistry between the two actors. And Yeah, you never know with something like this and the time. I knew there was a lot of talent behind it because Mike Mendez never fails to make something entertaining. Greg Grunberg, who's also a regular in all of his stuff, all of his more recent stuff, Big Ass Spider, of course, as he playing the cop in the wraparound segment. He's always great. Yeah, man. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but there is like the best weapon maybe in horror movie history in this film.
Dan always gets excited for those. I mean, it's never the right one.
It's the way they deliver it, though.
Okay.
The way they deliver.
I'm just saying, you get excited for dicks a lot, Dan.
You could tell they were. You could tell they were.
Well,
you could tell they were Deathgasm fans.
Yeah. This one, I mean, it's probably the best horror film right now in at least semi-wide release. I don't know how many screens it's on. I'm seeing
limited as fuck. What are you talking about?
All right, I know some people got it. Maybe
it's not like a one night only screening. If you look for it, you can find it.
Yeah, it might be one though. If you want,
if it's at Dan's theaters, it's opened wide in his brain. That's just the way it works.
Okay, Todd. I wasn't sure. I know other people had it too. In fact, I believe it's playing somewhere in Kentucky. I know that for a fact, and that doesn't always get everything. So there you go. But anyway,
I'm just saying it's not wide.
Okay. I said Todd, I didn't know.
Why are you making this a big deal? It's weird. You haven't moved on already.
Todd, what did you think of the vampire segment?
I loved it. I forget the actor's name who played the vampire, but I know him from other stuff. He's always pretty entertaining.
I know his Hemke Madera, I believe, is how you pronounce it.
Our Spanish expert, Dan will shine.
Latin. Whatever the fuck he said.
Jalapenos, we get it.
Jalapenos.
Oh, same time. My bad.
Fucking asshole.
I fucking forgot. Yeah, no, it was fucking. Yeah, I like it. It's yeah. Right. It was good. Fucking, I'm so confused.
Go ahead. Christ. All right. The next segment was the I don't know if they were Aztec tribe, but like the witch doctor ritual thing. That I was like super fucking into it at first, but then there's kind of like this grand reveal thing that happens, and the practical effect behind it I thought was a little bit underwhelming. I was kind of expecting something like grander and just cooler to happen, and it left me feeling a little flat. But still a cool segment. You know, I didn't like dislike it or anything. I kind of like the Rubik's Cube segment. It didn't nail the ending for me. Pugs?
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that there's some.
Shut up. This segment was just all right. I didn't really care about it. Now you can go, Dan.
All right.
It's a rare show tonight.
Channeling the Rock, I guess, tonight. So this one, I liked it. Now this is the more serious segment. There might have been some like cultural stuff to this legend that might go over some people's heads a little bit. But I enjoyed it. I like I said, they balanced the horror and the comedy pretty well. This one, pay a little extra close attention so you catch everything. I believe the segment was called Nuahalis.
Which one are you talking about? I'm sorry.
This is the Aztec ritual.
Okay, yeah. That. Yeah, I'm trying to get the name straight. Sorry.
Yeah. But the more serious segment, I actually thought there's some really good practical effects in this, and in general in the movie too. I thought the creature designs were great. The gore bits when they hit, I thought were really good as well. And it's a build too, because your favorite segment is really what you should close on. Minus the wraparound, and we'll get to that because we got one hell of a segment coming up next.
Yeah, then that. Okay.
I was going to say, which is totally the one I thought Mike Mendez directed. That was wrong.
Yeah, and then the last segment that basically leads into the wraparound. That I thought was fucking great.
Hammer of Zanzibar, I believe.
Yeah, Hammer of Zanzibar. The El Jefe guy, that whole scene was just comedy fucking gold. Him talking about the entity visiting him at night. That shit had me dying, like crying, laughing in the fucking movie theater. And it all leads to this big final showdown with this demon getting basically beat to death with a very phallic object, and it was fucking hilarious, super funny. The whole segment, and also leading into the wraparound, it reminded me of Ash versus Evil Dead, big time. And I love that. I love that show, and for that reason, I want more of these movies, because I want more of just that world that the last segment, the wraparound, take place in.
It's funny because I immediately thought Stand Against Evil, which is a comparable show. From
I need to see that show.
You do.
I haven't seen it yet either, Kruger. Maybe
watch it for Halloween. They're half-hour
That's
episodes too, so
and I think there's like 10 episodes each.
Yeah, you'll zip through it. That show's so much fun. Now I need on my coffee table the Talk to Me hand and then the Hammer of Zanzibar on each end.
You don't have one? I probably have like 9. You want a movie accurate one?
It's got to be accurate, Pug. It's got to be accurate. Yeah. We did a whole show. We did a show. Do you think this derails? There was a show ages ago where we pulled up like Cthulhu, like dildos.
No, it was King Ghidorah dildos.
Was that on Patreon? I hope it was.
I didn't know. I think we did it actually on a like Kaiju Chaos.
That sounds about right. For me, I do like this one. This one was a standout amongst all of them. Although Jonah Ray
had a white lead, huh? That's why.
Maybe, but Jonah Ray didn't disappear into the character for me, so it was just Jonah Ray versus these fucking things, which made me enjoy it even more.
It's all right. I still see Joker every time we see El Jefe. So or Little
yeah.
No long course.
Now this one was highly entertaining. It's still not exactly what I was set up for with the beginning. So I was still hoping the wraparound would nail it for me, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, this one I would recommend for sure.
Yeah. This made me feel like I'm a young horror fan again. It really. The creativity was there. It fired on all cylinders. I hope it delivers for everybody else. I know we sold it hard, but what can I say? I love it.
Not all of us.
Pugs has kept it pretty grounded, Dan.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he doesn't listen to anything else.
I did listen.
He literally said what
Positive.
I said verbatim right after I said it when it went back to him. Like, word for word.
I would say you were
like,
mostly...
this is what he
He's not listening now.
What he just said.
Positive. Stay positive, Todd.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways, Mortuary Collection. If you haven't seen it, watch that and watch this. Sit down for Anthology.
Yeah,
night.
go see it. It's a fun watch.
It is.
What Pug says.
It is. Yes.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with it. I want a sequel because, again, more of Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite and what comes along with in his world. I would love to see him slaying more demons.
Pug's like, I got all my inclusion in Blue Beetle. Fuck this movie.
I've been seeing it now.
All right, well, why don't we rate this?
Yeah, it's Friday. Fuck it.
Yes. I rate this one.
I'm ready to go.
4.5 jalapenos.
That is racist.
Racist.
That is
you are a
pretty
racist scumbag. Be ashamed of yourself.
It was a running joke from before.
Well, it doesn't make it's not a running racist joke.
I'm 4 out of 5. But I think I do want to rewatch it. And I think my love for it could grow even more. So let's get on that fucking sequel, though.
Todd, do you want to go before I?
I've never seen a Mike Mendez movie that was under a 4 for me. This remains, and this is a 4.5.
All right.
Sweet.
I'm a 2.5. I also suffer from anthology burnout. I am still not over that. And also, again, the promise of a bunch of dead bodies with the police coming and one person surviving. I want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with anything else. But the other stuff was okay.
I thought the police station assault on Precinct 13 kind of moment would seal it for you for at least.
Yeah, that's the part I enjoy the most. Pay attention.
I know, and I know, and I thought you would be generous.
Comprendo, SA. No, fuck that.
Yeah, there's so much hostility.
I want Barrio approved, Dan. That's what I want.
Simones.
Dan, you got a new gimmick when you're out in LA next time.
Danny boy.
We'll trigger your inner Conan.
Anyways, moving on to our next film
Christ.
of the evening, Shaky Shivers, which was a Fathom event, and this is from director
Cold Michael J. Fox.
How and nobody calls him out for his joke.
I wasn't racist.
Yeah.
We weren't in the middle of reviewing Back to the Future Teen Wolf when he said it. That would have been disrespectful.
Oh my god!
You don't get to review Frighteners ever.
And now it's going to be great when we
Frighteners
try to
shit.
get Mike Mendez on this.
All right.
Guys that kept talking about dicks.
The whole review dicks, and then they yelled at each other once in a while.
Basically,
But the rest of us
Alright.
loved it.
Just dicks and hostility. That's pretty much Flesh Wound Features, dicks and hostility.
he's gonna tell you to make another shirt, Todd. Watch
I
out.
know he is.
Dicks and hostility. Who would buy a dicks and hostility shirt?
Not
But
Dan.
not Dan.
Not Dan, dude.
Yeah.
I'm on shirts
All right.
until Dan buys one.
Shaky Shivers from director Sung Kang, of course, you will recognize from the Fast and the Furious movies, unfortunately, and other good stuff.
A better tomorrow. Come on, give that
Better
props.
tomorrow, I was about to say. All right, Shaky Shivers. Two young women find themselves at an abandoned camp in the woods with a book of magical spells surrounded by classic monsters in this comedic send-up of 80s horror films. To elaborate on that a little bit more, one of the girls thinks at least that she's been bitten by a werewolf. So that's essentially why they go out to this abandoned, I believe it was like an abandoned Girl Scout camp, and hijinks ensue.
They never say it's an abandoned Girl Scout camp. That you just say that
They filmed that
because
because
that's
they
where it's
filmed
filmed. But yeah, that's not a plot point. It's just
Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
just making sure it's clear.
So, being a Fathom event, yes, they do. The director does kind of run down his inspiration. He puts over American Werewolf in London, which I'll get to in a minute. But this movie does deliver on a few things. I think the two leads had fantastic chemistry. I thought they felt like real friends, which is always important. This also delivers some 90s nostalgia. Takes place in 1993 in Washington State, which was 1 year away roughly from moving to Washington State. So kind of took me back there. So
The BBW's outfit definitely shows 1990s. I want to put him over for that. They never made a big deal that one of the girls was a big girl. They always seem to do that when they use one, but
yeah.
they didn't. So good for them.
Yeah, she was great. I thought she was fantastic. And Brooke Markham, I believe, is the actress's name that plays Lucy. And yeah, and Vivi Nguyen, who plays Karen, her friend. I thought they really sell the movie because it's pretty much just those two reacting to a situation that just keeps escalating. Yes, it is literally. Yeah, it's a cast of 6. Very low budget movie, but again, it's more or less to couple locations.
And they mentioned it was shot during quarantine too.
Yeah. So Shaky Shivers, it's a comedy horror concoction that just doesn't mix for me.
I kind of figured that.
Bringing up American Werewolf in London is an issue because that is something that blends comedy and horror perfectly. And I'm not saying I hated this movie. I did enjoy it, but it's definitely not scary. The horror elements don't work very well at all. It's low budget. I enjoyed most of the effects. Although I know Gabe Bartalos worked on the film and not his best work. I think he was special effects supervisor.
So those are his actual hairy knuckles as the hand?
Probably, yes. There is a hilarious gag, I will say, that just involves a gun that did make me laugh quite hard. But it just doesn't blend the horror and the comedy well enough. Thank God the two leads had chemistry. Otherwise, this could really be an issue.
I think you went in with it the wrong way because this was definitely a comedy horror. It's definitely comedies first, set with a spooky situation. It's not it's not the other way. There's Return of the Living Dead. There's
which blends it perfectly.
Those are all horror comedies, though. This is on the lighter side. Comedy. It's in a world like,
I mean, we still have werewolves, zombies, witches, all sorts of crazy shit that
I understand.
And it's an R-rated film too, mind you. I'm not shitting on it.
Okay, I get that, but you're not hearing what I'm saying, though.
You think it's a straight comedy?
No, I think it's a comedy horror film. It's primarily a comedy with some horror aspects, not the other way around. The horror comedy is different.
Comedy first.
There is differences, and this one
maybe the
leans towards that way. Like Scary Movie is a comedy horror. It's not a horror comedy. Comedy is first, and it has horror. Like it's in a horror world, though. That's the difference.
Going into Scary Movie, I didn't expect anything other than really just a comedy. I didn't have any expectations.
Did you see the trailer on this?
But the director of this, name dropping stuff like American Werewolf in London, which I should also point out.
He says he grew up loving American Werewolf in London. So there are obvious homages to it in his comedy horror film.
And there's heavy homages to that. It's also, if you're going in for a werewolf film, don't get too excited. There's about 30 seconds, I think, of werewolf action. There's a lot of other things going on. Yeah, I mean, looked okay. It's a low-budget horror movie. It wasn't overly heavy on CG, which is always good.
My one complaint with like that, it was too well lit.
Yeah.
Right? It's funny, isn't it, Bugs?
Overlit. Yeah, that's very funny, actually.
But no, the whole movie takes place in the day. So
up until the end, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than the end. So it's a lot of brightly lit stuff, which could make the effects look worse. It doesn't. But it is, having, and that's another thing with the tone, having it set all in the day is going to change, like, how things, are, everything's less scary in the day.
It's a movie that I wish I liked it a little bit more than I did because, I mean, you can tell this guy loves the genre and everything. It's just, I don't know. For me, it's like, just needed to balance it a little bit more. That's just how I kind of took the movie, but I didn't hate it. This one should be on VOD, I'm sure, in time for Halloween. I don't know if they've announced yet. It was a one-day Fathom event, so
I thought it was coming. I thought it was coming to Screenbox.
It is.
Is it?
It is. Yeah. So that'll definitely probably be on by Halloween.
Slaughterhouse is available on VOD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to see that.
There is a Blu-ray too, but it's BDR and it's available now.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Slaughterhouse, I would say first.
I agree. But that one also, and we had this. I threw it out there too. That is 100% a comedy horror film.
Yeah.
And there's all of your complaints work the same on that. You just had more fun with the other one. Because every complaint you said about the comedy first, all there not being scary, all works there. So
that's also a slasher film, though. This is trying to be a werewolf film, a zombie.
But it's not. I mean, it's really
little.
It's really not a werewolf film, and it's never promised to be.
That's kind of what the director hinted at.
He said.
It's okay. You liked it.
No. You're
Let it go, Dodd.
But you're reading into things he didn't say.
You liked it more than
No. You don't even know that. We haven't rated. I just don't. Your logic is weird to me.
No, it's just comedy and horror. A lot of people are very specific about that.
Which is fine.
What say you, Todd? What do you rate it?
I'm a 3. I liked it enough. It was above average for me.
Okay.
See, now he wants to lower his
2.5. 2.5. I wish it could have been more, but
he wishes it were different movies. What he means.
Well, I'll check it out when it comes to Screenbox for sure.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
Yeah,
horror.
Dan, would you tell them to check it out when it comes out on Screenbox?
Yeah, some of you guys will probably like this one. It'll vary. It's going to work for some. It won't work for others.
Go in there knowing you're watching a comedy horror film, not the other way around.
Yeah,
and you won't have the director's intro before it, so it won't confuse you like it did Dan.
Fuck you, Dad. All right.
Next.
What do we have next here? Next up, we have
45 in and got 2 reviews.
Yeah,
it's because yes.
All
right.
Motherfucker,
Yeah,
I'm
why
gonna
is it
keep you out. We're gonna go a lot quicker with 3.
All right, our next review got me all thrown off, Todd. Our next review is hold on.
I didn't see that one.
Bloodflower.
Bloodflower. I was getting to
Oh, that one.
I'm trying to help you, you motherfucker.
all right.
Shaky cam.
Bloodflower, which is a Malaysian horror film and also known as
I don't like the way you said that.
Harum Malam is the alternate title. And in this one, a young apprentice healer tries to suppress his supernatural abilities so he can fit in with the other kids. But when a malicious spirit breaks out in his apartment, he decides to use his abilities while dark family secrets are revealed. All right, hot tag. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I really liked a lot of what this movie brought to the table. I thought the story was really good. The whole relationship between the father and son I thought was interesting, especially considering they were kind of like almost like an exorcist family. And but the father is the one that doesn't have like any gifts, and he somehow has like some sort of power over his son being able to use his. And just seeing that all play out throughout the story, it made sense. And I just thought that was really cool. And their relationship was very good. And I felt for that kid big time. I mean, right away, you know, he goes through a really heavy loss, and then he's thrown into this whirlwind of crazy spirits attacking him and going after his friends. And yeah, I mean, I really like this story a lot. The stuff with the carnivorous plants, as a fan of carnivorous plants, I thought was really cool, especially the way it builds up to a big reveal at the end. The entity that's going around killing people, all mainly practical suit, and thought it looked really cool. There is a lot of CGI in this movie, though, and that's like probably my biggest complaint about it. It's a little jarring at times. It's not terrible, but I wish they would have been able to go full practical throughout the movie. But there is some practical effects there for fans of that, like I am. And overall, I really enjoyed it. It's just it's not like top tier foreign horror for me, but I'd say if you like some of the stuff that's come on Shudder, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But I think that Queen of Black Magic remake kind of had a similar vibe to this movie. And I would say if you saw that and you liked it, check this one out too. And yeah, one of the better things I've seen on Shudder in a while. So I'm glad that we're still getting some good stuff, because there's been quite a few duds on there lately.
Yeah. This one was fucking rad. I loved it. They sucked me in right away. Being a fucking mama's boy, I'm like trying to have my mom's back and shit. Like all that went down, devastating. Great shit. The father rocked. He did his best. This movie gave me one of my favorite scenes of the year. I don't want to give it away, but if you know me, you know it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It's chow time, and it's fucking rad. Like after that, it was also just playing with house money. So Either way, I would have been in. Mother of fuck. Anyway, this movie rocks. I loved it. It's on Shudder. Press play. It has my utmost recommendation. Excuse me while I switch cameras.
Dario Argento's Mother of Fuck coming soon. Todd, you are muted, Todd. Oh, I'll take it then. That works. All right. So, Bloodflower. First off, I want to just say, if you recognized the dad in this, actor Brant Palare, he was also in Satan's Slaves 1 and 2, the Indonesian films, which, of course, I'm a huge fan of Indonesian horror.
I love both of those movies.
Yeah, it took me a minute, and I'm like, what do I know? And then, oh, God, Satan's Slaves. Big fan of Indonesian horror. Certainly one of the countries right now that's just slaying it. So, Bloodflower, I kind of like another Islamic take on possession, where it doesn't quite feel has been there, done that. Talked about that a lot recently. It's when it's coming from Catholic myth, it's just so played out. So there's something a little more fresh about it in this film, and of course this isn't standard anyways. We've got this flower thing in the film that's I won't reveal too much about that.
Put over the kids. I didn't do that.
All the actors were great. I will say there's a
the fat one.
Few too many characters in the movie. And also, now again, this is a Malaysian film. Some stuff I think might get lost in translation for a lot of people. I won't reveal it as a spoiler, but there's one thing that they're keeping secret in the film about one character that doesn't totally make sense. So yeah, you got to pay close attention. It all comes together at the ending, I think, which Pugs kind of had mentioned. This is, while not extreme horror per se, it does get pretty twisted.
Yeah, it's fucked up for sure.
Few moments that they get really fucking nasty, especially as we get towards the finale. It's a mix.
Glorious.
It's a mix of practical and CG. There's a few CG moments that aren't great, but I still think head and shoulders above most American indies. For me, I thought the atmosphere was there. The sets are really nice. It's not a great horror film, though. I mentioned Satan's Slaves. I think, and Pedagore, that to me is definitely a cut above this. But I did enjoy it a lot. It's an insane story. There might be a few things that don't fully make sense, but at the same time, look back at some of the great Italian horror. Sometimes you did have to just kind of go with it. The atmosphere is there. That's what's important. Yeah. Could have been a little more scary, though, for me. And again, maybe seeing that actor and being reminded of Satan's Slaves. I also the Sitchin series, some Turkish horror. I also highly recommend those. This is a really good movie, but it doesn't quite rise to the level of being great. But I loved it nonetheless. Chad.
Agree to disagree. I did not like it. It was religious propaganda to me.
Okay. I figured.
So I was
not.
What about the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, not even
there was cool scenes. Don't get me wrong. I liked parts, but overall, I was just like, "Is this done? Yeah, that's cool."
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So it wasn't enough to make me ever watch it again. Like, I did think those parts were cool, but yeah, it's
not your cup of Malaysian tea.
Correct.
There you go.
And Dan's an asshole for send it to me. Like, Pugs is having problems. You have to leave, so I gotta come in and
his brain don't work like that, dude.
I know. I'm like, you motherfucker! You trying to make me work when I gotta produce right now?
My bad.
Asshole. Hey, asshole! What do you give it?
Jesus Christ!
Todd hates God shirts coming soon.
I can't hate what does not exist.
Actually, you can, because the believers are there, and I hate them.
Okay, well, I can hate them though.
All right, for me,
but I don't hate anything.
I'm an enthusiastic 3.5. I had a good time overall. Just has a few issues.
Pugs.
Oh,
Sorry, Kruger.
3 stars for me. With room to grow. I will watch it again.
Okay.
Pugs.
Awesome.
it drew me right in, and then it had a cherry on top. 5 stars from me. This is fucking
Damn.
awesome. I loved it. I'll watch it again.
All right, I'm a 2. So
This is all over the board. That's cool.
I expected those 2 to be higher with the way they were talking.
Yes. How come, Kruger? How come you never threaten Todd? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I have.
We've all
because
been threatened at
I
some
gotta
point,
push
dude.
them hard to get to them.
Yeah.
I need
You're always
Pugs-
on fucking thin ice, dude.
Pugs has probably been threatened the least.
yeah. Suplex Pugs needs to happen.
Well, he can't threaten to suplex me.
I mean, I could try, motherfucker.
Challenge.
You underestimate my back strength, sir.
He's looking out for you, Kruger. That's
You just see me fight. That's how I die. I just fucking he falls right on my head.
Like Mox. Oh wait.
Masada
Nice.
would pop for that one.
yeah. Shout out, Masada.
Yeah,
Go finish the job. Fuck.
this episode should be happier because, bro.
Dana, go make it weird.
Anyways, on to our next film, Haunting in Venice, from director Kenneth Branagh. And in this film, in post-World War II Venice, Poirot, now retired and living in his own exile, reluctantly attends a seance. But when one of the guests is murdered, it's up to the former detective to once again uncover the killer. So, of course, this is in his Agatha Christie trilogy, which I know he's had some interviews talking about maybe getting together a Christie verse of having like all these different characters from Agatha Christie literature together. But this began with A Murder on the Orient Express, and then Death on the Nile a couple of years ago. And
With
this
the cannibal.
yeah, and this is actually based on the 1969 Agatha Christie book Halloween Party, which is probably the least adapted. I think it might have been adapted one other time.
I was gonna say, has it ever been adapted?
One other time, and I can't remember where, but yeah, one other adaptation. It's not her most well-regarded story. It's one of her last books. It came out in 1969. So, all right. So this is 10 years after Death on the Nile. As always, you can jump into any of these movies. You don't need to see the previous film. They're all, this just Kenneth Branagh's the only thing.
And this one is even least because they really haven't pushed that angle of it.
It is, yeah. I mean, because it's really being advertised as a horror film, which we can kind of get into that, whether you kind of consider it that or not. I would say it's a good Halloween watch with your mom. This is that's
But what Dan means by that is it's definitely not a young person's horror film.
It is
Murder
not.
mystery is of a generation beforehand, like your mother, or
Yeah.
it's not a young person's genre. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Kruger,
If
do you give a shit about a murder mystery? If there's blood and violence, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's Giallo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, I love Giallos and I love
I get it,
like
but
whodunit slashers. So
I just want to do like a comedy segment where like Kruger goes to the movies and just it'll be like some like pretty woman and he's like, when is Joe Spinell gonna show up?
yeah, right.
Just yelling out shit in the middle of the film and pissing off all of the teen girls.
I did that during Cruel Intentions.
Sisterhood of the Traveling
How
Band.
dare you, Todd?
I
fucking love Cruel
right when
Intentions.
right when the car hit him, I started bawling. Fucking hilarious.
Okay, well, that's fine. I thought you were like booming and shit. That shit was hilarious. I'm with you there.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. When are these pants going to get possessed and start killing these bitches? But anyways, back to this movie. I I thought Tina Fey didn't really fit here for
I
me.
agree. She sticks out. She's always Tina Fey. She has that.
Yeah, it was kind of like stunt casting, and I like Tina Fey. I think she's funny, but it didn't quite work for me. Michelle Yeoh's part is very limited.
Don't.
It's not a lot of screen time, and there's a lot going on here. Obviously, there's a lot of twists and turns. It's not a movie that you're necessarily going to predict. I will say I read the book forever ago. I mean, I was a kid. The book does not take place in Venice, so that's one thing that they changed. Beyond that, I can't really remember, if I'm being perfectly honest. But it's a great looking film. There is atmosphere, and
if this would have came out of 1960, Dan, you would have loved this.
Sounds like
not necessarily.
If it was in that
I
period,
liked it. I just don't.
If it was in that period with the cast of the time, you would love this movie.
Well, I would say go check out the Sidney Lumet Murder on the Orient Express. Good film. Peter,
I like that movie.
Oh. Yeah,
I didn't see the Nile one though.
Nile, I watched, I think, during lockdown, and it was okay. I like Murder on the Orient Express better.
It's more of a set piece movie than the first one, because the first one you're on a train, so it's a different kind of movie, even though you're on a boat. Mm-hmm. I do like that one also, but on that one particularly, I prefer the original version.
Barney likes beers, asking if we've ever been to Venice.
Yeah, it's like an hour
Shout out
away.
to Barney.
Only Venice, California.
Oh, I got the wrong Barney. I was thinking of The Simpsons. That's why I burped. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not really a pig. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay, dude. I burp all the time when I'm fucking live streaming video games.
I was a very young kid, so I only vaguely recall, but yes. Yeah.
But
need to get back though.
I was gonna say one thing I did notice. I have seen this twice now.
Mm-hmm.
On second viewing, there's a key plot point that it's really obvious on the second viewing, but in a good way, because you're kind of like, okay, it makes sense. Sometimes you have that problem on second viewings, but so it works either way you want to. I'm trying not to give too much away, but upon second viewing, everything works.
I think this one for me, it would have been probably a better one to stream.
Me and the three people in the theater seem to really like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
I'm just saying, opening day.
Yeah.
I was in the IMAX. I did look at the Dolby. That one was at least full, but I was like, fuck, there's like 3 people in IMAX.
Yeah, this is probably I would rank it out of the Branagh trilogy: Murder on the Orient Express, this, Death on the Nile.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Yeah, that's probably where I go. I did like the cast. I agree, Tina Fey, and I think it's also because of her. She's doing like like that 20s accent that kind of makes her a little more cartoonish than the rest.
She felt like she was doing a dinner theater somewhere in
right.
Billings, Montana. That's kind of her performance. It was just it's a little less natural than a Kenneth Branagh or a Jamie Dornan. And
right.
I mean, fuck, Michelle Yeoh. She's just in a different class of actor in this film, in my opinion. And she didn't fit. It doesn't ruin the movie. I don't want to put that out there or anything. It's just, it's kind of like sticking Pauly Shore in a Shakespearean, period piece. It's he might be able to pull it off okay, but it's just going to be a distraction. And I just booked unintentionally the unmade Pauly Shore comedy
that no one wants or cares.
Weasel in Love. It's fuck. Anyways.
Yeah, they already have that. It's called Son-in-Law. Let's move on, Dan.
There you go.
What do you rate it?
I rate this one a 2.5. That might be harsh, but I'm at a 2.5.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for murder mysteries. I did like this one. I liked it again on second viewing. I don't know how I'm gonna at future viewings. Like my gut says 4 right now, but I don't think the longevity is going to be there. So I'm gonna say it's a 3.5.
Yeah, I might have gone to it. I couldn't even go higher because it's like
It might
it's a
be 4.
one-time watch.
And part of that is like with the whole, it's being marketed as the way it's being marketing is actually kind of, because if it was the picture I saw and it was marketed the way it's kind of one of those things. The marketing's gonna fuck with people, so it's gonna change their expectations.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
Before we go any further, Todd, can you pull up Cliff Booth's comment from the one before that? It's a little bit farther back. It's pretty fucking funny. Pugs, you can do the honors.
Okay.
Oh, this one.
Fruza is Latin for smelly hooker.
Well, thank you for the Latin lesson, Dan. Can you
She
confirm?
makes candles, and I bet she smells wonderful. Smells.
I
Like
bet you should make those candles to hide the scent.
She's
of her
burning
fucking death.
stuff, but it's not candles.
Oh,
The
that too.
spoons over the candle.
A lot of melted spoons. Lint spoons.
Oh my
it smells like pumpkin spice and sex.
Meth.
Damn. God, she's gonna stumble upon this on YouTube one day and just be like, "Those fucking
Fuck you,
pieces of
bitch."
shit."
Brian likes beer. Only a Murders in the Building is pretty good. Tina Fey in it as well.
Yeah.
And she sticks out to me there too. There's just something about her. She's always Tina Fey. She has that problem.
Yeah,
She doesn't bother. Like she didn't stick out like this, but even in that, it's like I always see Tina Fey.
yeah. I'll go see her in a comedy any day. I think she's very funny. But yeah. All right. So our next film, also a Shudder film, is The Elevator Game. Pardon me while I grab my notes.
I
from
think she's a funny
director-
writer, but I don't think she's a funny actress. I'll say that.
So Elevator Game from director Rebekah Mckendry.
Yeah.
And you know her, right?
Familiar.
Familiar.
We're not like super buddies or anything, but yeah, we say hi when we see each other.
We'll see if you're still buddies after the review. We don't know.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Pug is the kind of guy that'll tell you your kid's ugly. He does not care.
I actually have done that.
He gives no fucks. He's the
Depends on my
MJ
mood. Yeah.
the MJF of our podcast. He just does not care.
You don't drop quarters in front of him? Is that what you're telling me?
I won't pick it up.
All right.
You did that yourself, Dad.
Moving on to the film tonight from director Rebekah Mckendry, Pug's BFF. Based on the online phenomenon of the same name, Elevator Game follows socially awkward teenager Ryan, who integrates himself into a group of recent high school graduates that run an online web series debunking urban legends. But Ryan has a secret. His sister disappeared months earlier, and he believes they and a dangerous online challenge called the Elevator Game was responsible. To play the game, you must ride the elevator in a specific sequence, invoking a supernatural creature called the Fifth Floor Woman. In an attempt to gain more information about the whereabouts of his sister, Ryan convinces the group to play a deadly game. Okay, so Rebekah Mckendry directed a great film called Glorious. I know we were all fans of that one.
Absolutely.
And if nothing else, she at least made Glorious, because I did not like this movie at
Shocker.
I knew that was coming.
So this is it's based on a true crime story, and there's a Netflix doc called I believe it was Crime Scene Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah,
And
it's
we
not
covered
based
it.
off. It's not based off. Yeah, the people suspect in that case that she was playing the elevator game. They're just that's the only connection.
Not confirmed.
It's not based off the case.
Okay.
You can say inspired by.
Yeah, but it was also
Inspired by,
yeah, because the game was already a thing. I didn't even hear about the Elisa Lam thing, like the game, until this movie. But that's like apparently was a thing that she was playing the game.
And the game, I believe, originated in Korea, if I'm not mistaken, and of course caught on through YouTube. So this movie, number one, feels like it's being stretched out. Like it felt like a short film. Maybe it might have worked a little bit better as a short. The characters are awful. There's not a single person that I give a single fuck about in this movie. That's really a shame. The acting I thought was not good either. Just from beginning to end, I just did not care. It never manages any real tension because you don't care about the characters. The premise, the whole idea of this game just doesn't really equal a movie for me. I was shocked at how bad. This was a huge step back from Glorious because I really thought Glorious was a lot of fun.
Me too. That was in my top 10 last year.
This might be something that I feel like, you know what? I don't even think this will catch on with younger people that are just into this game.
I do too.
We'll see. You might be right.
It says like Goosebumps and like YA vibe all over it.
This feels
bright ass colors for Todd.
Yeah, and this feels like earlier Shudder than modern Shudder before it got all emo, and I think that's the biggest difference for me.
Well, Shudder has never been a turd, and I consider this movie a turd. I really didn't like it. But hot tag, I mean, I hated everything about this, and I don't want to shit on it too hard because I think she's a good director, but this one just did not work for me.
I'm in your boat, Dan. Like, I really did not like.
You don't want to say camp, huh?
No, I don't want to be in that camp, dude.
Yeah, they didn't either.
Yeah,
you're taking the next elevator.
Suplex them, please.
You know, and they say inclusion helps, but I mean, Brian. I mean, what happened, Dan?
Anyways, I found all the characters just to be bland and annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And their personalities, they seemed like something out of like a Disney Channel movie. It was really weird. And I was not
intentional, man.
Yeah, I know. I was not vibing with it. I thought like the first 40 minutes were just boring as fuck, and then the horror elements start coming and you get your basic haunting movie scares, and the kills I thought were mediocre. Scares are everything that you've seen done before. And I also hated the way the entity looked. I thought it wasn't intimidating looking at all. The only thing I really liked about the movie is the backstory to the ghost that's haunting the elevator. That wasn't bad. And that, scene where you see the backstory, that was probably the best part of the whole movie for me. But everything else, I disliked strongly. It's definitely one of the worst movies I think I've seen this year. And I'm shocked because I did love Glorious like Dan did. I think it was like number 7 in my top 10 of last year.
It's probably good going in. I didn't know it was from the director of Glorious.
Yeah.
That might have changed my opinion.
Well, when I saw her name, I was like, oh, cool. But like, I understand completely where you guys are coming from because it is not what I wanted or expected. However, I do see it is a successful like Disney Channel film. Introduction horror for a very light person who has no clue. Dip your toes. That's cool. For veterans like us or like initiated people, yeah, this is not. I would not watch this one again. But it's well made.
It is an R-rated film, though. Todd would
That's
yell
insane.
at me if I said that.
What did
It's R-rated. That's unnecessary. They can cut it.
Is it even R-rated? I mean,
it might be not rated, but it's definitely.
Yeah, R-rated. I was gonna say, it's not rated, Dan. So that's not an R rating. A fucking not rated is nowhere near R-rated.
You get mangled in an elevator.
Oh my God, you're fucking.
I think they even mentioned a blowjob at one point or something. And you get mangled in an elevator. You don't see that on the Disney Channel.
It's not fucking rated.
It's the vibe because they got bright color. It looks for like a younger audience, YA people. So for me, like I just think it's fine. I was not impressed with it. I know she has better in her, but I do think it's all right. Todd.
Dan complained about not getting yelled at, and then he got himself yelled.
I know.
Maybe I don't deserve to be yelled at, fuckhead.
I'm with Pugs on this one. Like, I didn't have any complaints. I mean, it's a bunch of annoying.
Definitely a
kids.
step down.
Yeah, it is, but it's not one I'll ever watch again. I wasn't really clock watching. I was paying attention the whole time. It just, I don't know. I like this small concept, but I do think it's kind of drawn out. And knowing the other case, the actual case, that would make a much better movie.
Also, if you listen to Rebekah on her podcast and stuff, like, you can totally tell this is her vibe. Like, it makes total sense if you follow her on like All the Colors of the Dark and her professor one. I forgot what that one's called.
All right.
Yeah,
well, yeah. I don't mind. I like lighter content sometimes. That doesn't bother me. I mean,
did you care about any of the characters?
I don't care about characters 90% of the time when I watch stuff, Dan.
Okay.
I'm like, I want them to die. I want them to die. I mean,
I like the blonde.
So
maybe if they just went more supernatural slasher and they just got ripped.
So you
apart.
wanted a different movie. So that's.
I definitely wanted
Elevator Eater.
It's probably good I didn't watch a trailer because I don't know how it was promoted either.
I didn't see any trailer.
I didn't see a trailer, but
all right, we all were kind of the same boat there.
I will say there is other elevator horror though. Devil, which
fuck
is
that movie.
I like Devil.
I'm not a fan either.
Slash home video. The ghost was kind of cool until they did the one dumb thing in the street.
Agreed.
All right. Dan, if you're going to put over elevator horror,
I'm getting
I demand you put over Blumhouse right now. Put over Master Blum. Put him over.
I believe the episode was called Down of Into the Dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Dan putting over some.
Jason Blum might be like
P2 too.
But Dan, remember, this is before he said that comment.
He might be a cancerous tumor to horror, but he did occasionally do something good back, and then pat on the head to Jason Blum. Down Into the Dark. That is a good episode. And there's another one called Elevator. There's Freefall, and also The Lift, and its remake, The Shaft. So there's a lot of elevators.
Data wants the prequel, The Balls.
The Shaft. No, The Taint. The Balls, The Taint. You gotta
go in order, time. Come on. Star Wars.
Make it a fucking trilogy.
Yeah.
Then we get the
Dolls, the Taint.
Then we get
takes place at Chuck E. Cheese though. In the
then we get the asshole endgame as the finale. There you go.
Okay. So what do you want to rate this one? Says Pugs no longer is friendly with his
I'll go first. I give it a 2.
All right.
Out of 5.
I respect Rebekah Mckendry. She did a great film with Glorious, but this is a 0 for me. I can't think of any reason you should watch this, but watch the Netflix doc. It's more interesting.
I'm a 1. Generous 1.
I'm in the middle. I know it wasn't really for me. I'm a 2.5. I didn't hate it. I tried one I won't ever watch again unless someone really wants to watch it. But yeah, I think it'll find an audience. I think the young people who are the majority of Shudder fans will have it or have some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So up next, we actually have a short film called Gale, Stay Away from Oz, from director and co-writer Daniel Alexander. And in this film, long gone are the days of emerald cities and yellow brick roads. In this dark reimagining of The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy Gale is now an elderly woman broken by years of paranormal entanglement with the mystical realm. And just to expand on that, she's not the focal point of this story. It's actually this character, Emily, who is having night terrors, and that kind of ties into Dorothy. So the movie is just under 28 minutes. So again, it is a short. I will say this: it felt like the start of something that might be pretty cool. It's very well put together. In fact, I don't know what the budget was on this, but it feels a lot bigger than you would expect. Because, you hear Wizard of Oz, it's like, oh, that's a lot of special effects. And it's not the first time, actually, that somebody's taken a different take on the Wizard of Oz story. There was a Sci-Fi Channel miniseries called Tin Man with Zooey Deschanel years ago that was actually pretty good. That's more of a sci-fi take on Wizard of Oz.
What else was there, Dan?
Tin Man. There's a few.
Cliff, do not disappoint me.
There's also the great Fairuza Balk, of course. And
Return to Oz, the greatest Oz
I didn't want
there is.
I'm
putting her over, but that was
invite more comments about
that was a year before she hit the pipes. So.
But anyways, getting
a yellow brick road led her down a bad path.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time.
To this film once again. I thought the acting was fantastic. Chloe Crump, who plays Emily Gale, I thought she was really good. Honestly, like in terms of the acting, like I would follow her in a big budget, feature length film. I thought she was excellent, hit all the right emotional notes. It is 28 minutes, so obviously it's setting you up for more. And we had this kind of issue with Dylan's New Nightmare, where it's like, I liked some of the stuff I saw, but I want more. This is actually a lot better than Dylan's New Nightmare.
I disagree completely.
It's funny you bring up Dylan's New Nightmare because this is okay. You complained on that show about the people making. Well, no. Just the idea of fan films. Why are you wasting this money on this? This is like if Womp Stomp used their resources and put it into a new project instead of just making another, Friday the 13th, fan film. It kind of feels like that, but with that level of production, really nice production. But it feels like someone who took a chance instead of doing another fan film, which is kind of building off another property, but a property they can actually monetize. And I think it's a great idea, the way to do it, because it's still following that format where we get that 30 minutes, and I feel like we're going to get more.
Well, yeah, I certainly hope so, because it's just a part of a story, but
it's set up to like kickstart parts like they did with Never Hike Alone. No way associated with Womp Stomp. I was just using them as an example.
I mean, we're reviewing it. Obviously, it's just a viewer. I kind of would like to almost just watch it all at once, but
Dan's complaint with the fan films too.
But this could also not necessarily be like one movie. I mean, it's Oz. You could tell a whole bunch of stories. Did any of you ever collect some of those McFarlane toys where it was like horror versions of?
I didn't, but my Evil Ed did, and
I remember them, but I didn't collect them.
I didn't have those. I had some of his other stuff, but not those.
Yeah. And
Cliff Booth says Fairuza was in a Wizard of Oz spinoff. Well spun out.
You only get one a show, Cliff.
Pugs, we're literally talking about Oz. He has free for all.
Yeah.
Pugs, what did you think of Gale?
Well, I do think it's well put together, and I do think the actors did a fine job. However, I was uninterested. It did not pull me in. But like the filmmaker eye in me is like, this is pretty. I should like this more than I do. But yeah, I was unimpressed and uninterested. I don't care if we get another one. If we finish the story or not, I don't care. It was whatever.
Right. So like Dan watching a fan film.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm cool with judging it just with what we got, because I fucking loved Dylan's New Nightmare. I thought that was cool, and I'm ready for more. On this one, if we get more, cool. If we don't, cool too. This one was a non-factor for me.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough. Well, so I guess on that note, Pugs, what would you rate it?
Fuck. I'm not gonna give it a 0. I'll give it a 1 out of 5.
All right, Dan.
Always hard to rate
No, it's not.
piece of a puzzle, but what I saw so far is a 3.5. 3.5. I really like what I saw thus far, and
in other occasions, Dan, do you rate what you didn't see? Is that?
I'm saying it's not a complete story. It could all go to shit. but what I
90%.
saw was
We're just
really
rating on what we saw, so there's
But
no
you
need to
didn't
caveat
good.
that.
I
With,
did.
You didn't say that when you watched 2018 Halloween. It's only the first
When they-
part.
well, he hated that to begin with, so it didn't.
Well, I'm
matter.
just saying.
I,
No, he
did,
was
I
softer
did
on the
not.
first
I
one.
did not
Was he?
hate
Yeah.
2018 to the
That was
level
before
that-
he got
You
indoctrinated.
could have salvaged that, but I'm not going to get into it.
Did you know there was okay, speaking of fan films, I just found out about this yesterday. Kruger, did you know there is a fan film? I think it's called Happy Halloween. And it's like a lost scene from Halloween 2018. Like something that happened off screen. They like filmed, I guess.
There's a couple of so it's a fan film, but it
takes place as like during 2018.
Yeah, there's a couple of those. There's one like called Halloween Inferno, I believe, too. That like it takes place coming out of the burning building.
Okay, yeah, I know this one's just. I guess it acts as a deleted scene. I guess almost. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't know. Send that shit to me though.
I will look it up. I know I saved it somewhere.
All right.
Fucking American Horror Story time.
Yeah, American.
Yeah, what's it
Horror-
called again? Delicate.
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 American Horror Story. Delicate, which
I've had a lot of people calling it Rosemary's Baby, American Horror Story Rosemary's Baby. It's an insult.
They should be calling it fucking American Horror Story Dead Ringers.
Right.
Fucking all
Thank
this fucking
you.
episode was.
But
That made me pop though.
Which
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I love Dead Ringers.
I love.
I gotta watch this fucking Amazon show. Damn it! Did
Oh,
you watch
dude,
that?
Oh,
it's
you
so
haven't? That's
well,
what
I
you
haven't.
Go ahead, Dan. Give us.
I'll give you guys the base.
No, you're going in and
I'll
out.
give you guys the synopsis. The first episode, which is all we're reviewing right now. Sorry, I should be back. So the first episode, Multiply Thy Pain. And this is after multiple failed attempts of IVF, actress Anna Victoria Alcott wants nothing more than to start a family. As the buzz around her recent film grows, she fears that something may be targeting her and the pursuit of motherhood. So this was kind of hyped up quite a bit because Kim Kardashian's in it. That was kind of like the big hook, I guess, this season.
Yeah.
And we're one episode in, so obviously nothing's really been revealed. But as Kruger and you guys were, sorry I broke up there a little bit, but you were saying Rosemary's Baby and Dead Ringers. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. I'm not going to lie. This did not grab me at all as far as a pilot episode, because American Horror Story usually always starts off really well. And then sometimes they just fail to stick the landing. I had one issue I had. Emma Roberts, I like her, but I think she's better playing bitchy characters. This is a very standard, like you said.
I'm waiting for the bitch to come out. I think it's coming.
It may. I just thought this was just so far a nothing burger roll. Just nothing really compelling. Obviously, something supernatural's going on with the baby and everything. There's nothing to really spoil, really, in the first episode, to be quite honest.
Dennis O'Hare's back. That's awesome.
Dennis O'Hare is back. That's probably the best thing I can say about it. This didn't grab me at all, and it's rare because, like I said, American Horror Story usually always stards off well. Sometimes
I will concede, like, this one may have wanted to do drop the first 2 episodes, because I'm with you a little bit.
This is the first one they haven't, too.
Is it?
Yeah, they always do 2. Well, at least on Hulu, since they've been on Hulu, they drop 2. Even on the fucking other one, American Horror Stories, they drop 2.
I remember that because that pissed me off. Like, why is there a 2-parter when there's supposed to be single stories?
But
they're spacing, but goddamn, this is way too conventional for American Horror.
And that's why I think
We're getting
there's
set up.
more to come. I think
could be.
Yeah.
and like I know people have complained about including this one, the last 3 seasons haven't been good. I disagree because Cruising last year was the shit. I may not have been like the double feature one, but it wasn't horrible. But I'm still in a wait and see. They've done enough goodwill that I got to give it at least another episode. I mean, I'm going to watch the whole thing, obviously, but before
I feel the fucking same way, dude. Like, I think it's cool. It's just nothing but setup. I wish we had a little more of a payoff by the end of it, but I'm here for the whole journey. And I think Kim Kardashian did a fucking great job with what she had. She was like a light Ari Gold, if you guys watch Entourage. Very vulgar, which was shocking. And I expect her to do. Well, that's why I said light. Pay the fuck attention.
You just like through toxic masculinity and Dan's face and expect him to put over Kim Kardashian.
My fucking bad. Anyway, she did way better than I thought she would, and Emma Roberts is great. I do not like the husband. I don't like him. I don't know what it's about him. He kind of sucks. What about you, Kruger? What'd you think?
I like the like beginning, but I was expecting more by the end of the episode, and then like we're kind of left with that open-endedness. So I am interested to see more. Just pregnancy horror always gets me. I'm always a fan of it. Exactly. And I don't know. I'm curious to see where the story is gonna go. I hope it gets nice and fucked up. But right now it seems a little tame. And but man, I gotta put over the opening credits for the season. Pretty fucking hard. Like that has to be one of my favorite opening credits I've seen. I'm also one of the guys that I haven't seen every season of American Horror Story. I've only like actually completed a couple.
84 was that one of them?
No, I still haven't watched 84. I watched Murder House, I watched Freak Show, I watched Asylum, and I think I watched all but maybe one of the American Horror Stories.
Right.
But yeah, just I'll watch another episode, see how it goes. Hopefully I don't get bored with it and don't end up finishing it. But it involves babies and pregnancy, which sometimes can be really fucked up. So let's hope it goes there.
Let's get a blender up in there.
It has a big like thing to live up to with Dead Bringers coming out too. Though.
Indy has a question.
Indy Phantom, how do these credits compare to Fear itself?
You do.
Indy, you're diehard.
I love that intro.
Of course you do.
Well, I think you love it more because
in general, like the height of American Horror Story is one of those shows when it was at its peak, it was fantastic. I'm a big Asylum guy. That might be the best season,
one, dude.
But I also love Freak Show, and I love
fucking
Hotel.
hate that one.
I
fucking hate Freak Show.
Hotel,
it's such a letdown. Hotel's awesome.
Hotel is awesome. I mean,
Twisty's cool.
And the first season's good, but those three, like I
never liked the first season. That was my issue.
Yeah, I didn't like
Murder House.
Yeah, I didn't watch it ever again until 1984, and my OCD kicked in that I had to watch them all, even though they were unrelated.
I had a lot of fun with 1984. It's not on par with Asylum, Hotel, or Freak Show.
I think it's like the first one that's different, like really different than the other ones. It's like that's like kind of like the change in tone for the show. Like it's like it's kind of God, I hate to do it. It's kind of like post Endgame Marvel. It's all kind of like
don't like that either.
That's what I'm saying. I
mean, I'm sorry. I don't like the movie. Everything after it's all right.
But the general consensus is
they're wrong.
Todd,
don't Dan me, God.
Is it you or Pugs who are one of you likes Coven the best, right?
None of us like it the best. I think it's great.
I enjoy it.
I like moments of Coven, but I thought they started slipping. I didn't care for Roanoke.
I loved Roanoke. That's like behind baseball shit. That was cool. Colt was good.
Colt started good, and then it kind of fell apart.
Slasher Home Video. 84 was good until the last few eps. That happens a lot with the show. They don't know when to end it. I agree with the double feature one. Both of those main stories were fucking awesome. The last episode sucked. I'm both terrible.
I didn't really like either of them.
Dude, I was all in that conspiracy shit, and it was.
I would love to see Naomi Grossman, who plays Pepper, get like the lead in something. She would be great in the Emma Roberts role in this.
I wonder if Crispin Glover's casting anything.
Can I play a snail?
Did you guys hear that thing about Eric Rowan wanting La Petite from fucking Freak Show to be in his?
Yes,
dude, that would have been so awesome.
That would have been better than what we got.
Yeah.
it would be awesome for us. There'd be a lot of people that would be scratching their heads and thinking it's stupid. But oh my
Can you
god,
imagine she goes off like a crazed Paul Heyman or something?
No, that has to be the thing. Like she's mean to him. She like fucking
all right.
him and shit.
Just to explain to the non-wrestling fans, Eric Rowan did a gimmick where he carried around this basket.
What's a gimmick?
And well,
He did this character.
And he was carrying around this with some mystery item in it. And yes, if I would have had La Petite chainsaw her way through with a mini chainsaw and gone full chainsaw Charlie.
It's a turkey carver.
I just want to Belial, but
I don't think they could probably. She's so small that I don't think they could get her cleared to actually be anywhere near a ring. But
holy, carrying around in the box.
Do you imagine her taking a bump?
She just comes out with an urn.
Snitsky?
And
Oh my god!
It wasn't my fault.
Now my joke's definitely not funny.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was gonna say she comes out with an urn and dumps it out, and it's Bundy's urn.
You have
Pretty good.
You have the earthquake moment where it just comes out and just splashes the fucking.
Oh my god, dude! They're like,
all right, Dan, enough is enough.
Great.
It's time for a change of topic. We were talking about splats. I was just going with.
I got you.
Man.
Fuck, I feel like I gotta edit that, or I'm gonna get attacked.
I don't think so. With a rusty knife.
This is a show for books, man.
But I will say, I did not like the first episode. I will give it at least 2 more. If I'm where I'm at now, after a couple more, I'm probably not going to finish it. But I'm going to give it a couple more.
Are you excited? You have exactly 2 weeks to catch up on Chucky if you want to join in on the season 3 conversation.
I will catch up on Chucky.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you, it's coming.
It's on Peacock. It's on the cock if you want.
It's on October 3rd.
Season 3's make or break. They got to get back.
Mark Daddy's gonna catch up so he can bitch the whole time.
I can just shit on it.
Yeah, see, remember, you know what? He's gonna do the same thing as
he's gonna hate season 2. Like, you know,
I've watched most of season 2, and
you're not gonna be happy. You see,
I do hate it.
Why are you arguing with me then, fuckhead?
I saw,
but yet he doesn't bitch during American Horror Story. I don't get it.
He was.
I have.
Well, in general,
at this point, I dislike
about the content.
half of it, but I like what I like. So I don't know. Maybe we just need
breaking news. He likes what he likes.
Maybe what we need with Chucky
Popeye.
is a reset every season. Just throw Chucky into a new storyline every season. It's just gone too seed for me.
Okay, I gotta, since you brought up this, whatever. Fiona Dorff, did you see her new fucking movie in theaters next week, On Fire? It is the most direct-to-video movie I've seen of the bunch. It's got Fiona Dorff.
Oh, you already saw it.
Called On Fire?
No. I just the trailer. I was like,
oh, okay.
We're literally getting this in theaters next week.
Is it horror? Is it action? What, like?
It's about a fucking forest fire.
What?
In the middle of fucking California somewhere. I don't know. She's in a house with fucking some dude, and it's a disaster movie, but it's like,
ugh.
You just sold it.
Oh, it looks horrible. I can't wait to see it.
She's in a house. She's in a house with some dude, and there's a fire.
I'm gonna tell you who the dude is now.
You need to do the trailer voice now. It's the story.
They're in a house.
Fiona Dorff and some dude in a house.
All right, it's got Peter Fancelli, so you don't even know who that is.
Facinelli. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Oh, and it, I forgot. It's got Lance Hendrickson. So you already. Ooh. Does it not sound straight to video?
It does, but that means competent.
Here you go. It follows a family who lives in a trailer home in the woods and are suddenly confronted by a wildfire. Survival becomes their main objective.
Well, it sounds like any disaster movie. That doesn't sound bad.
I saw the trailer on a big screen.
I'd say pull up the trailer, but there's probably some fucking music. In
There's
it,
not going to be a music right on the. They could not afford to put any real music in their trailer.
I want
I
to
can
see
tell
how
you that
cheap
right now.
this
I'm
was.
gonna bring
The roof is.
And you know what, Dan? If it goes to the screen, it's the last thing. Whatever. I'm pulling it up.
So you got your ticket already then, Todd? Right? It's booked.
No, I got to see Saw and what else?
Is that next week already?
Yeah, Saw
Fucking
and
heck,
there's another one. I already got them.
I'm trying to get my ticket.
Todd, I'm going to say what you said makes no sense unless Eric Roberts or Michael Madsen is in the movie.
Oh, and just in one room.
They're the arsonists.
The creator and
Yeah, Creator looks
Yeah.
good.
That
Creator
looks
looks
fucking
good.
awesome.
yeah, I'm doing a double. They time out perfect. Okay, let's pull this thing up, Kruger.
This piece of shit trailer. Let's go.
Yep. Here we go. On fire. Can you guys see it? Oh, you can't. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the best thing about
I can. All right, you may need to. Yeah.
Now, the funny thing about this is this trailer is going to have this. I'll show you. I'm sure it's the same one.
Okay.
It literally played that in the movie theater.
Here they come.
Like they just.
Your son's got one hell of a pair of lungs on him.
Oh,
Got homework? How much? Let's grab a burger and fries.
For the Cineverse, of course. And all the logos look like they're supposed to be something else. That look like the IFC logo.
What are we going to do when the baby comes? How are we going to pay for it?
We made do before, we'll make do again. Give it a shot.
Heavy ash raining down for miles.
That's close. Should we be worried?
Oh, no.
The destruction is catastrophic.
This is no joke.
Best thing to do is smoke with the house.
I mean, you guys see why I'm excited, right?
I mean, it looks okay. Like it's.
I don't think it looks terrible.
But it looks this. There's no way this would have been in the theater.
Yeah, no.
Mom, Dad?
Oh my god.
Hey, could be good.
Practical fire.
Oh, there's
Gotta get out of
CG part.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, it's
As long as we're together, we're gonna be okay.
oh the green
This is like
screen.
your guys' fucking reality,
Where am
dude.
I
This should be
supposed
scary.
to
Not where I live. We got the concrete all around us.
Just get my family out alive.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of fucking forest around Tucson. We've had a couple of wildfires too. Nothing like fucking Cali though. Oh my god, this looks ridiculous.
My mom was. My mom was
Inspired by
on it.
true events. Cars.
I do want to
exploding
see
and
this.
shit.
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, The Exorcist. I want to see that too.
Oh, okay.
I
With an
mean,
S.
it is playing in theaters, Chris.
Yep. That's playing in theaters, correct.
You know,
I told
Fiona Dorff is borderline. Like I'll watch her in just about everything because she's really good. She's
Yeah,
always a highlight.
I was like, oh, cool, she's in a movie. And then I was like, oh, wait, she's a lead. This is going to be low. I told Dan when I went to the movies last week, like, it was like a straight to every fucking movie I saw felt like a straight to video movie. The new Nick Cage movie,
Retirement plan.
How was that, by the way?
it's a straight to video. 2 years ago, that thing would have been on fucking VOD.
Would I have fun with it though? Because of Cage.
He is kind of cagey in this one because you can tell it's not a big budget movie.
Yeah.
So if you want to see him a little weird and doing some cagey stuff,
Did you
want
guys
to see him kick
watch?
some ass?
Did we watch? Or well, I didn't. But did you guys watch Sympathy of the Devil?
I have not.
Yes, I did. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
Nah, damn.
Not really a horror movie.
I haven't
right?
watched it yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, I thought I told. Yeah, did you watch it too, Dan?
No, I talked to you about it. You said it wasn't
Okay.
really a horror movie, and yeah,
All right,
I wasn't in a rush. I'll probably. Watch
it's just
it at
like
some
a
point.
thriller, but Nick Cage plays the devil, I guess. So
yeah, but it's not like. See, the problem with that is you need Nick Cage playing the devil, not like
fu-
full on.
he's phoned home.
Yeah.
Only if it's like old school where you just
Do you
give him the tail and the.
I need him channeling that energy he used on Renfield in that song.
Dude, did you see his A24 Oscar bait movie?
No, which one?
He's gonna play like a character that keeps showing up in people's dreams.
He's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, dude, they even have a bit where he has a Freddy Krueger glove in it.
Is it the one where he's like balding,
Yeah.
looking older? Okay, yeah. Well, he is old. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an A24 movie. It totally looks like Oscar bait, but I'm all for it. Let's get our boy.
Fucking get your second fucking gold statue, Nick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get our boy another one.
I think I do need to state this because I meant to say it before we reviewed it. American Horror Story is a scab production. We're reviewing it anyway, so they can eat a dick for that. Or what's his name? Fucking Murphy.
Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
I think he enjoys that.
They were currently filming. They were scabs. They were filming during the strike when they were not supposed to be, and they did not get it cleared.
Oh, so he's got a huge deal though with Hulu, I believe, right? So maybe he's just at that point where he doesn't care. I don't know.
It was just with this. He could have got it cleared. Well, they're not going to clear
Now,
it.
if they're consistent, they will punish him. Because there were a lot of threats, and just because he's big, I mean,
I don't know. I that's all I know. I didn't even realize that till recently.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, they never stopped filming. Like when they were actively shutting down productions in New York. Like,
okay, interesting. This is like a part one, right?
Yeah, under the writing, I should say for the writing, I think it might have been done before the SAG strike. I don't remember where the timeline goes. So he was the problem.
Okay.
Because he's also the writer, and
he probably trying to get away with it because he's like the producer. Also, is like,
but then he can't be on set.
Yeah, you can.
If you're the writer during the strike, they said, yeah, you can't be like there.
Okay. Well, if you're the producer, you can.
I see, but but you can't be there if you're the writer. That's where the problem lies.
But the producer goes over the writer, Todd. If they're going in that order, like hierarchy order.
But if you're striking, there's no order. I mean, there's no arguing he's not a writer.
No, he's totally a writer. I don't know. He made.
I get what you're saying though too, and I get it. But I just want people to know.
Ryan, you're a dick for that.
Fuck you, Ryan Murphy, I guess, is the official flesh wound opinion on Ryan Murphy. Fuck you, whatever Todd called it.
I'm more of a Brian Fuller guy anyway. Oh my God, Hannibal's fucking 10 years old. You guys know that?
I need to finish that.
Yeah.
10 fucking years. That's insane.
I still am in awe what they got away with on NBC. For Hannibal on NBC, some of the shit that was in that show.
A decade ago, it's kind of crazy the difference between now. Like, because I've been watching I even watched an old episode of The Office. It's like, damn, we couldn't do this now. Like, Andy was accidentally dating a high school student. Like,
dude, Racial Tolerance Day is one of my favorite episodes of The Office.
That's like the first episode or the
Signed Daffy Duck. It's for a season. Yeah. Mr. Brown. Yeah, I'm not falling for that
one. All right, guys, let's talk some Vinegar Syndrome because
oh, fuck, we still got more.
They were. That's enthusiasm.
Real quick.
So they did. I thought they delivered pretty hard for just about everybody. I thought on this these announcements. I got the everything package.
What? I'm shocked, Dan.
I did.
Good job.
Eventually, I end up getting pretty much everything, anyways. So
but I've been telling you someone else must have told you, and you listened.
I'm gonna get.
That's exactly what fucking happened, Todd.
I know.
I'm gonna get the yearly package. I'm 99% sure at the end of the year, because I don't know at this point. Might as well. As long as it's not too much over $100 a month, because I'm gonna do the pay over a year gimmick.
Yeah, mine's is like $98.
Yeah.
I do want to say with the new titles, I am really excited for two of them. One I'm indifferent. One I don't think I've ever even watched, even though it'll be shocking which one that is.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
me saying that right there should have gave it away. Which one have I not watched, Dan?
Daryl.
That
You've
is
not
correct.
watched Daryl. Now
I
that surprises me. That was a
Hannah?
big. I'm sure he watched that splash scene many times. With
Not the
Daryl.
Disney version that blurred her butt now.
It's an ass, Disney.
It's on there, by the way. They accidentally upped the TV version, Dan. The first one.
Good.
I get why the TV version of Adventures in Babysitting is still up though. There's a hard F in there too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember that. Yeah, Daily Ghost has not watched Daryl. That's you were a little bit. Well, no, that's your age.
No, I should have. That's what I'm saying. It's like I didn't watch
The
the
one that
last
got away.
Starfighter till the Blu-ray came out. The Arrow Blu-ray.
Okay, so I haven't watched Daryl in many years, but I really loved it when I was a kid.
Did you like Explorers?
Yeah, actually, I think I was talking to.
Would you
I think it was you, Ghost, on our Discord. I think, or maybe it was Chris. Yeah, it's a great double feature with Explorers.
Well, then I don't need to purchase it. Thank you, Dan, for saving me $35.
Oh,
I hated Explorers when I rewatched. I was like, this is fucking garbage.
I'm surprised. Now that's been a while for me again, but I did
watched
like
that Scream
Explorers.
Blu-ray. I was like, God, this is not. I have not seen that movie since it came out theatrically till I got that Scream Factory Blu-ray. 2 years ago at this point? And yeah, couldn't stand it. Prophecy is the one I'm indifferent on. I finally watched them a few years ago, so they're all right.
I think the first two prophecies I think are fantastic. I'm really curious to see them in 4K. They start slipping, but 3 at least still has Christopher Walken. It goes a very different direction. I'm excited for that 4K set. Honestly,
I'm getting it, but it's already what I am. So
and Fatal Frames, or not Fatal Frames, Fatal Games.
One of the most requested slashers to every boutique label for the past fucking 20 years.
I was gonna say I remember going back years ago when I was on all the Code Red forums. Fatal Games was like nonstop people asking for that. Rituals was another, and of course we got that, but Fatal Games always came up. So I was like, this is the package for everyone. The big one though for me is the Lost Picture Show. 10 films, all extremely rare. I'm sure this is the one, and I've already heard some people bitching about it, but I'm like, at this point, I feel like people are going to shit on it. Anything that's not the Nightmare on Elm Street set that everyone wants and may not get it.
People are on the set that they said exactly what it was going to be. They expected Nightmare on Elm Street.
There are a lot. Everybody was like expecting. I shouldn't say expecting, but
you're talking for the Prophecy one, not then, because the 10 film one's always been announced as what it was.
Yeah, well,
the only box set, the only multiple film set promised ended up being the Prophecy.
To me, this is what Vinegar Syndrome's all about. I mean, we've got the rare Blue Apes of Cannibal Isle, which looks batshit.
You're talking specifically this box set, not the lineup, because the lineup, it does not feel like that. The box set feels like Vinegar Syndrome. You're talking about the lineup in the set, not the lineup of everything, right?
Oh, no. There's something for everybody in this package, I think.
Okay. In the pack. Okay, but that's not what Vinegar Syndrome was. They were not a something for everyone label.
No. Yeah, I'm talking.
Okay,
yeah.
there's
Lost Picture Show is what Vinegar Syndrome is.
Okay, that's what I was asking what you meant, because you said the whole package.
Sorry, you're throwing me off, but Lost Picture Show, to me, that's what Vinegar Syndrome started out as. We all remember that H.G. Lewis set that they put out, which is, I still remember getting that in the mail and being so stoked. Yeah, and I think for what you get, 10 films, 10 lost rare films for $75, and then it's 2 books, I believe they said, and a bunch of features that haven't been announced yet. I want to see more of this from Vinegar Syndrome, because
and I do want to say special features. The actual features films have been announced.
Yeah. More special features to be announced. And
I actually wish the films wouldn't have been announced. I kind of would rather found, they could have just announced the set and then announced the titles. Even on Black Friday, I think that would have been an extra thing,
you mean you want people to just buy it blind like they don't.
That's kind of what Vinegar Syndrome does.
I'd be fine with that if you tell me that they're lost.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, Dan, the average person who looks at that list of titles, it could be gibberish to them. Basically, it's honestly no different than them not announcing it for most people.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant. They would have been able to announce it and get sales, and then announce, because now we just have to look for 2 titles getting announced. Could have had 2 in that whole set. But
yeah, and Ghost makes a good point. It's just the people that want Showgirls, TCM2, Roadhouse, that crew. They're going to be disappointed in any of that stuff. But
no, they got Daryl.
Yeah. Although I don't know, does Daryl, if you saw it when you were a kid like me, you're probably really excited for it, but it's not a household name. No, I feel like you may have actually seen it and it may come back.
No, I didn't. I've looked at the synopsis. No, I did not. It didn't it didn't interest me then, but I'm not complaining. I'm glad for people. I didn't buy what's that stupid Chuck Norris kids movie? I didn't buy that one. But I mean, but I'm glad for those who did. I'm glad for the Daryl ones. I mean, I was the one excited for Cloak and Dagger. I love Daily Ghost. Limited to 8,000. Yeah, I know.
I mean, it'll sell out eventually.
Has Sidekicks? I don't think that one has. I think I might sit with that one.
Roadhouse.
That's a big title, though.
Yeah,
there's the difference between Roadhouse and Sideways and fucking Daryl.
Showgirls is about to, right? I bought it when it dropped below 1,000, I think. But I don't know what the status is on it now.
Well, I could tell you 1 second.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, I think they're still giving us a good variety of stuff. But the Lost Film set is what I'm most excited for on that list.
It's what was the first one I said? They're still over 1,000 on Sidekicks. So let's check Showgirls.
I know Gorgo is also dropped to 700 something, I think. So
ooh, Showgirls is down to 112.
Ooh, you want Showgirls? Grab it now.
Yeah. Now I got to watch one to make sure it plays perfectly. I have the 4 copies I have now because all the fucking replacements.
Did you get that old DVD set with the pasties? Did you keep that?
No, I sold it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that.
Wait, I had 2 VIP sets. There was the first one that had the pasties in that black box, and there was that other one in the gold box.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Ghost brings up Blood Beach. Man, that was requested also all the time on the Code Red forums.
That was the other one.
Yeah,
that and Fatal Games.
There's apparently a lot of legal hold up with Blood Beach. I saw it at a drive-in, Riverside drive-in, 6 or 7 years ago, I think now. And it looked good. Good print. It was the uncut version. So I'm holding out hope. It seems like Vinegar Syndrome might get that at some point. Todd, did you hear the rumor, and it was not announced, but I'm hearing Congo 4K rumors from Vinegar Syndrome.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop eating my sesame cake. I am fucking in.
Did you hear me?
You never saw Congo?
No.
Huh.
I know Bruce.
Can I watch it with you?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll wait.
It's a terrible fucking movie, but I fucking love it.
It's not one that I've avoided. It just never happened. I think I even bought it on digital just so I could watch it because Bruce Campbell's in it. I never did it.
It's one of those movies. Outside of Pittsburgh Ghost. April Ghouls. It's the one I used to go to. It's right near the Dawn of the Dead Mall. But yeah, Congo is one of those ones. Man, they were banking because they put out all the toys and like the merch for it, and it just didn't.
Well, it's Michael Crichton, right? Like usually there's toys to be made there, but
Hey,
I like it. I was perfect age though.
Ghost, do they do like festivals at the Riverside Drive-In? I've never noticed that. I don't like pay attention to Riverside. I'm not a big IE guy
Because it's gross.
Right. River Tucky? Yeah. But yeah,
I have to go there in November. Slaughter to prevail.
It's all right. Could be further. Could be Van Nuys.
So, on that note, if nobody has any questions about those releases, we'll do some promo. So, guys, what? God, I don't even know what day it is now.
Friday. Congo, Todd.
The 24th, in just a little bit under 48 hours now. Our friend of the show, Corey, is back with S'mores Indoors, the big resurrection show. And I know there were things filmed for this. This is a theatrical production. I'm not going to spoil some surprises I know about, but you don't want to miss S'mores Indoors. You don't want to miss, of course, our great Discord, where you could get a lot of, if you're not scared off from us already. Discord is free. Link is in the chat. Patreon.com/FleshWoundFeatures for exclusive uncensored content. That all starts at just $1. And once again, our annual Halloween/Tober tournament begins soon. Am I doing the math right? Is it October next time we're back with you?
No.
Maybe not quite. Almost.
It's like 4 days away. It's the 27th.
Yeah. But we'll be
5 days away.
We'll be back live on Wednesday, and we also have Squared Circle Society coming up, XPW South of Heaven, and coverage for that.
I think we have an interview coming up, too. I got to confirm it.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but
I think right when we're done.
That works. And I think that's all I've got. You can also catch me on Goraphobe, another friend of the channel's shows coming up in the next week. I don't know what he's announced, so check that out as well. And gentlemen, on that note, unless you have anything else, good night.
Good evening.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.